Are you interested in becoming wealthy? Do you want to earn more and live better? If your answer is yes, then definitely, The Rules of Wealth written by Richard Templar, one of the best books to read and practice. The reason we all pursue and desire and fiercely protect money is because of what we can do with it. Of course, money can't buy you love or happiness. Although it can buy a good deal of pleasure, and remove a lot of unhappiness from your life. As per the author, Richard identified 10 things which people most seem to want to spend their money on, such as security, comfort, luxuries, mobility, status, influence, freedom, leisure, popularity, philanthropy. So, you need to know is what principles, and what behaviors the rich have, that you don't. Some of them you will realize that you know, but don't do. None of this is actually rocket science, it's about understanding and then doing. Hello everyone. This is an interesting video about wealth from Power of Books. I do believe in leaders create future leaders. There are 5 categories in this book, such as thinking wealthy, getting wealthy, getting even wealthier, staying wealthy, and sharing your wealth. So, let's dive into the first category. That is thinking wealthy. And we will discuss first 10 rules in this video. Before that, what is money? As per the author, money is a concept. You can't really see or touch it, unless you are holding a gold bar in your hand. You can only do that with some physical symbol of it, like banknotes or a check. But bits of paper with enormous power. It's a bit like a sport, the more you practice the better you become. Also, you can't make money while being lazy. You've got to put in some work here, you know. Also, you should know what you want, why you want it, how you think you are going to get it, what you are going to do with it after you've got it, stuff like that. Quote, money is a mode of organizing our life in the material world. Money is an invention, a mental device, very necessary, very ingenious, but, in the end, a product of the mind. By Jacob Needleman. Rule number 1. Anybody can be wealthy, you just need to apply yourself. The lovely thing about money is that it really doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care what color or race you are, what class you are, what your parents did, or even who you think you are. Each and every day starts with a clean slate, so that no matter what you did yesterday, today begins anew and you have the same rights and opportunities as everyone else to take as much as you want. The only thing that can hold you back is yourself and your own money myths. There is no way money can know who is handling it, what their qualifications are, what ambitions they have, or what class they belong to. Money has no ears or eyes or senses. It is inert, inanimate, impassive. It hasn't a clue. It is there to be used and spent, saved and invested, fought over, seduced with and worked for. It has no discriminatory apparatus, so it can't judge whether you are worthy or not. Rule number 2. Decide on your definition of wealth. So, what to you is wealth? This is one you have to sit down and work out in advance if you are going to get wealthy. My observation is that wealthy people invariably have worked this one out. They know exactly what, to them, wealth means. So how will you define it? By the number of cars you own? Servants? Cash in the bank? Value of your house? Portfolio of investments? There are, of course, no right or wrong answers, but I do feel that until you've worked this one out, you shouldn't read on. If we don't have a target, we can't take aim. If we don't have a destination, we can't leave home, or we'll be driving around in circles for hours. If we don't have a definition, how can we monitor or judge success? If we don't do this, how will you know if this book or video has been helpful to you? If we don't have a definition, how can we monitor or judge success? If we don't do this, how will you know if this book/video has been helpful to you? Rule number 3. Set your objectives. By defining what you mean by wealth, you now have a destination. Setting your objectives is establishing a timetable to reach that destination. It's quite simple. If you know you are going to drive to a certain place, it makes sense to know what time you are leaving home. What time you expect to arrive. What route you are going to take. What you will be doing when you get there. Getting rich is exactly the same. You will want to know in advance what rich means to you, how you intend getting there, how long you expect it to take, and what you are going to be able to do or want to do with your money when you get it. It might be simple: I am going to be a millionaire by my 40th birthday and I shall make my money by running my own property development company. Make sure your objective has to be realistic, honest and achievable. Honest means you have to be true to yourself and set an objective that you can live with and work with. Lying to yourself and others means it will fail. So, we want to get you up and running as soon as possible. Rule number 4. Keep it under your hat. Now you have embarked on a new journey, a new direction, it might be worth keeping it under your hat. There may come a time when you will need to discuss what you are doing with money mentors, as we're gonna see in later rules, but for the moment don't broadcast what you are doing. There are a few reasons for this. Other people's opinions can often be negative and this can put you off. If everyone is doing it, there may be less room for you. There's no need to give away all your best ideas. Having other people discussing your business among themselves is never good for you. You don't want to be seen as preaching or trying to convert people to your way of thinking. No one else really wants to know what you're up to. If they ask how you are, reply with a simple "fine" rather than a lengthy explanation of what you are doing. It's nice having a secret, it gives you a warm, smug, glowing feeling. If you go around broadcasting what you're doing, there will be people around you who will get jealous and will do pretty well anything to put you off. After all, you are saying goodbye to them in a way. You are proclaiming that the old you, the old lifestyle, isn't good enough anymore and you are off to pastures new. Of course, they are going to be unhappy about that. So, keep it under your hat. That doesn't cost anything or require you to do anything. People really hate being preached at, lectured at, encouraged to think about their lifestyle or told that what they are doing isn't good enough. Gaining prosperity is one of those things you do privately, clandestinely, surreptitiously. Not that there is anything wrong, just that it's best done alone. Rule number 5. Most people are too lazy to be wealthy. You have to get up early, work hard all day and go to bed still working on your objective. Yes, money does sometimes grow on trees. Yes, people do win the lottery, the jackpot, the big prize. But it isn't going to happen to you. If you set your objective as win the lottery and live in the lap of luxury forevermore, then stop this video and go and buy lottery tickets. If your objective is a little more realistic, then watch further. Most people don't want to do the work. Yes, they want the money, but only if it comes to them by accident, by luck, by chance. Then it's not tainted with sweat and work and passion and focus. I think if you look at anyone rich enough to be a role model, Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, Alan Sugar, Simon Cowell, James Dyson, you'll notice only one thing in common: they work their socks off. They might make their money from computers, cars, sales, technology, investments, business, the film industry, vacuum cleaners, pop music, radio stations, whatever. But the one thing they all share is the ability to do more in a day than most of us do in a month. And that's the wonderful thing about wealth, it's lying around waiting to be claimed. And those who claim it are the ones who get up early, work hard and put in the hours. And you are going to have to as well. I want hardworking, dedicated, focused, ambitious, driven money makers. With a sense of fun, of course. Rule number 6. Get a reality check. It's amazing how many people just ignore the obvious. Some people moan a lot about not having enough, they make loads of excuses, they may work, but not hard enough or not in the right ways, and they hope that their problems will simply go away. Well, guess what? They won't go away. They're more likely to get worse. If you're struggling financially and wondering how to make more money, a lot or just a little, for those things that matter to you, you need to take positive action. Because I promise you that short of winning the lottery, nothing's going to change unless you do. So, sit down and think constructively about what you can do to increase your wealth. and then do the work. Nothing else will dig you out of the financial morass. Be realistic about where you're going, what you're spending, what you're saving, and what you can do to set yourself on a new and more prosperous path. If you want to save a specific amount of money, you need to work out exactly how much you need to save per week or month to do it. If it's not going to add up, don't bury your head in the sand. Work out how to save more, or extend your deadline. Nothing's going to change unless you do. Rule number 7. Understand your money beliefs and where they come from. We all grow up with money myths. But most of us have the following ingrained beliefs. Money is the root of all evil. Money is dirty. I don't deserve to be rich. Money is only made by the greedy and dishonest. You mustn't brag about money, never say how much you earn, are worth or paid for something. You can't have money and be spiritually pure. You lose your friends if you get rich. You have to work too hard to get rich. Happiness and money make poor bedfellows. The more you have, the more you'll want. It is somehow better to be poor. Get rid of any beliefs that you can question and accept are nonsense. Discard any that simply aren't true. And chuck out any that stand in the way, hold you back, stop you making some money. What you should be left with is none at all, nothing, a blank sheet. Now you can write new beliefs such as: money is okay. Wanting money is okay. I am going to be wealthy. I am prepared to put in the work. Wealthy people have none of the troublesome money myths we poorer people have. They have purged them or never had them. If we too purge them, we stand a better chance of getting rich. Rule number 8. Understand that wealth is a consequence, not a reward. If you work hard at making money, you stand a better chance of becoming rich. You have to accept that money is a payment given to you for clever thinking and hard work. The harder and smarter you work, the more you will earn. You don't get given the money by a committee who examine whether you deserve it or not, whether you have been good enough or not. It is a direct consequence. We often look at someone who has money and make all sorts of value judgments about whether they deserve it or not. We all do it. The author was watching a TV program the other day about a chap who cleans and polishes cars for rich celebs and such like. He charges £5,000 for car washing. Mind you, this does include polishing. Now, is his money a reward or a consequence? I don't think he would see it as a reward. It's the price he sets, and customers pay him because he is the best car cleaner in the world. The consequence of his business idea, skill and effort is to be very well paid. Rule number 9. Decide what you want money for. This is part of your defining, setting an objective process. Lot about your hidden money myths and how you really see money. Sometimes it's very simple. We have a dream and need the money to fulfill it. The dream comes first. Gerald Durrell had wanted a zoo since he was a small boy and wrote 36 best-selling books which helped to fund his zoo, on the island of Jersey. So, what's your dream? Consider also what you don't need more money for. You like toys such as cars and boats, but have found that your investments in such things haven't increased as your income has gone up. So, you still like old cheap sports cars and old boats that need plenty of maintenance? Do you really need as much as you think? If so, fine. You just need to be sure and be clear about it. So, what's your excuse? What do you want money for? It might be to free you from having a day job, or start your own business. Or might not even be for yourself but to support causes you believe in to the society. Set your own agenda, my friend, and keep it to yourself. But I do recommend you write it down, because it makes it so much more real. It is a useful exercise to look back on one day and see if your dream and achievements match. Rule number 10. Understand that money begets money. There is no greater truth than money makes money. It breeds quietly and quickly like rabbits. It prefers to hang out in big groups. Money makes money. The rich get richer, the poor get poorer. That's life. Yes, it is sad. but it does seem to be a fact. Now we can work hard ourselves and do something about it, or we can sit around moaning and become part of the problem. The choice is yours. Once you have some money, you'll be astonished at how quickly it can grow. I recommend you understand and learn the concept of compound interest as quickly as possible. My observation is that wealthy people get the idea of compound interest and the rest of us don't. If you spend all you get, then this rule will never work for you. It'll never get your money working for you. You have to set aside money for breeding purposes. Your money will breed. You can then reinvest some and spend some, but you can't spend it all or you'll have no more rabbits. Look, this stuff isn't rocket science, but it is amazing how many people simply don't get it. But you do now? You have been given the best tip I can give you. Put some money aside for breeding purposes. Cream a little off for spending. Reinvest the bulk to build up a good and healthy stock. Keep it to yourself. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe this YouTube channel for more informative videos in the future.